High school teachers can be pretty lame. They stand at the front of the classroom lecturing about boring, unimportant subjects like how the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, or what constitutes a parallelogram. Who needs any of that nonsense when we all just want to watch CBR videos all day and talk about anime? Really, that's why anime high school teachers are way more preferable. They usually look a little different. Meaning they're not 90-year-olds who smell funny, but rather are way more attractive and are completely out of our league. But who would be the best anime high school teacher to have? Let's get into it right now! Shota Aizawa. When Shota Aizawa rolled onto the screen for the first time in his giant sleeping bag, he seemed like My Hero Academia's first antagonist. All Might seemed concerned that he was Deku's teacher, and he quickly proved his terrifying and tough reputation by making the students perform a quirk test, with the lowest scoring student being immediately expelled. We all actually know that underneath his tough, haggard exterior, Aizawa really is just a big ol' softie who cares deeply for all of his students. He just wants them all to succeed in the hero game and is not afraid to be a little tougher on them because he knows they can handle it. Even though we liked Aizawa almost from the beginning, the real moment he proved he was one of the greatest anime teachers happened when Class 1A was attacked by the League of Villains at the end of Season 1. The way he leaped immediately to protect his students was awe-inspiring, and before the monstrous Nomu turned Aizawa's face into ground beef, we were amazed at his ability to take down villains in a strategic way, proving why he deserved the superhero moniker Eraserhead. And of course he cleans up pretty well when called for. Just saying. Irina Jelavic. Karasuma often criticized Irina for constantly wearing inappropriate clothing for a teacher, but if we're being honest, we're not complaining all that much. We're pretty sure we'd be okay with whatever Irina Jelavic from Assassination Classroom wants to wear. Irina is Class 3E's English teacher and a professional hitwoman sent to assassinate KOROSENSEI. She ain't afraid to use her body for some manipulation. She's known as an infiltration assassin, but because we don't think she could walk into any room without being noticed, she infiltrates her target's inner circle with her looks and her charm. In the show, her initial attitude was cruel and arrogant toward the students, but that was more because of her cover. In actuality, she's more childish and humble. And the character undergoes a nice little arc. Irina starts as hating teaching, berating Class E for their low-level status and generally being more focused on killing KOROSENSEI. But when that fails, she's forced to reevaluate some things. Irina starts giving actual teaching a try and starts sharing her assassination experiences and talks about how language plays an important part for any assassination attempt. That's useful information. See? She can be a great teacher. Plus, she's a lot better looking than KOROSENSEI, even though that's not hard to accomplish. Izumi Curtis. If you're making a list of the strongest Fullmetal Alchemist characters, Izumi Curtis would definitely be near the top. While on the surface she looks like an unassuming housewife, Izumi is actually a master alchemist, an incredibly skilled martial artist and the very last person you want as your enemy. But that strength didn't come easily, and her past is quite tragic. After losing her child in childbirth, Izumi broke the one rule you can't break in this world and attempted human transmutation to try to revive her stillborn. Of course, things went horribly wrong, resulting in some of her internal organs being removed and losing the ability to ever become pregnant again. Although she's still incredibly powerful, she can't display her strength now without coughing up a whole lot of blood. But it's this tragedy that made her reluctantly agree to mentor and train the Elric brothers after learning that they were orphaned. She is the perfect teacher, as she loves those boys like her own children and taught them how to be strong, but also instilled the fear of God in them, as she's one of the only people that they don't want to make angry. You know, like any good teacher. Jiraiya. If you received a prophecy that someday you'd find the world's savior, it's not too much of a stretch to call you a good teacher. Jiraiya from Naruto had an excellent track record as a teacher, mentoring 3 super powerful shinobi, Nagato, Minato, and of course, Naruto, guiding them to a path of greatness. Not bad for someone known as a hermit and an extreme pervert. Jiraiya believed that the true essence of a shinobi was, regardless of genius or inborn talent, to always endure the hardships in life and fight to keep going no matter what. Jiraiya passed all of these lessons onto his pupils. While he is a great teacher to others, we really want to highlight his relationship with the titular character. Because of his past, he initially was distant and harsh to Naruto, but the love he felt for the boy ran deep, and it was his decision to act like not only a teacher mentoring a student, but also as a parental figure that created such a strong bond between the two. It's no wonder that when he died, his last thoughts were about Naruto, deciding that Naruto would make the world a better place, a world that Jiraiya had dreamt of his whole life. Victor Nikiforov. Although on the surface, Victor Nikiforov from Yuri on Ice seems like a forgetful airhead who doesn't fully understand what's going on around him, don't forget that he's a champion figure skater with more medals than he knows what to do with. Victor is a unique type of teacher in that it's a role that's more experimental for him. He only falls into the teacher lane because he's looking for more fulfillment in his life. Once you reach the very top of the game, how else can you improve? He's lost his will to compete anymore because he's just so dang good. So transitioning to a teacher role for Yuri, and in some aspects Yurio, provides Victor with a second chance to reignite his love for the sport. Of course, he's also a great teacher to both of the two very different Yuris. One of the first lessons he taught them is to tap into their less dominant side to create a more fulfilling ice skating performance. After that, he helps Yuri become generally more confident and comfortable with who he is. Sure, Yuri and Victor develop a more intimate relationship, which is a big no-no for a lot of teachers and their students, but we think it's okay in this instance, as the two grow to be equals. Ririko Kagome. 99 out of 100 times, we'd be a little upset about a teacher luring us to their chambers and draining us of our emotions in exchange for knowledge. But Ririko Kagome from Rosario Vampire might be that one other time. Out in public, she wears a normal outfit. Well, normal outfit for the average anime woman, meaning she's showing a whole lot of cleavage. But when she's tutoring students, things get a bit more raunchy. All of our biggest turn-ons are represented. Leather skirt, dark leggings, white heels, her lower half turning into a snake-like creature with a flower-like end attached to her tail. Yeah, did we not mention that she was a creature with the ability to suck out all of our emotion with her tail and fill it with knowledge? Yeah, we probably should have started with that. Sure, you could throw around words like villain or antagonist or crazy snake lady, but we mean, really, what's a teacher's job anyway? To teach students knowledge, and really all Ririko wants is to give students a great education, so they can do well in life. Nah, you might lose all your emotions in the process, but doesn't school do that to you already anyway? Ririko just does it way more efficiently. KOROSENSEI. What a crazy world we live in. Here we are in 2019 and we're including a giant yellow octopus as one of the best anime teachers of all time. You want to hear something else that's a little weird about him? He isn't only training his students to be killers. KOROSENSEI from Assassination Classroom is training them so they can kill him before the end of the school year. Yep, at the start of the series, KOROSENSEI claims to be a supervillain who's responsible for destroying a part of the moon. And if the class doesn't stop him, he'll destroy the world. Of course, if you've watched the series, you know that this isn't entirely accurate. KOROSENSEI isn't some crazy villain, but rather a near-invincible being who can't find a way to die no matter how hard he tries. And his body does pose a threat to the world if he isn't killed, so what's a teacher to do in this case? Obviously, train a whole bunch of students to do the job that he can't do himself. It creates kind of a hilarious situation where the students are constantly trying to kill him but fail. All the while, KOROSENSEI is teaching them valuable life lessons, instilling confidence in each student and building up their assassination skills. Glenn Radars. Glenn Radars from Akashic Records of Bastard Magical Instructor is the type of cool substitute teacher we all want in our lives. He saunters into class and is more than happy to let the students self-study the whole period while he sleeps. Lazy seems to be his middle name as he strives to do as little as possible in life. The problem is, the students at the prestigious Alzano Imperial Magic Academy want to be taught things about magic and not just sit around and twiddle their thumbs. So, forced to actually do some teaching, Glenn starts showing the students a few of his more unorthodox methods of magic use. He actually doesn't like magic all that much, due to his past as an assassin with the Imperial Court Mage Corps Special Missions Annex. Man, what is with this show and long names? Although he's really just a third-rate mage, with even the students able to beat him because he can't chant the spells fast enough, he teaches them loopholes and workarounds for spells that are actually really helpful. And above everything, we just think his class would be a whole lot of fun. Shizuka Marikawa. When a zombie outbreak happens, who would be the best high school teacher to have as a traveling companion? Obviously not an English teacher. What are they gonna do, throw a book at the zombies or maybe recite some slam poetry in their general direction? Math teachers are a hard pass because who wants them around long term? The best option is a bit of a cheat, but by far the most logical one you'd want is the school nurse. In High School of the Dead, brain-munching zombies come knocking, and a few students plus school nurse Shizuka Marikawa band together to survive. Although ditzy and known to lose her cool under pressure, Shizuka provides incredible value to the group with her medical expertise. She's probably the most fragile out of everyone, but will try her hardest to protect and care for the children, which is a great quality to have. Before the zombie outbreak harshed everybody's vibes, Shizuka was studying to become a doctor, but it looks like that's now a dream that will sadly never come true for her. But to be honest, we're okay with her being a school nurse. Of course, she's good looking, but this is the show with the most absurd boob physics known to man. SHURA KIRIGAKURE. At first glance, she looks like she should be in some B-rated surfing movie. But nope, don't let that bikini top fool you. She is in fact a teacher. When we first meet SHURA, she disguised herself as a boy to pose as a student at True Cross Academy. She doesn't seem very interested in anything and would rather spend time playing video games, but we find out later that it's only because she's already an exorcist. Eventually, her real identity is revealed, and the real SHURA is much more different than her student cover. She's a lot more laid back, happy to use slang, speaks her mind almost a little too much, and would much rather be drinking than working. But besides all that, she's an incredibly talented exorcist that you should not mess with. Soon, she's installed at the academy as a teacher. Of course, her outfit changes a little bit after that to be more professional, and by that we just mean she wears an unbuttoned school jacket and tie over her bikini top. We would definitely take her class if we could. Well, that's our list of anime teachers we wish we had in high school. Do you agree with our list? Are there any other teachers you wished you had? Let us know down in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to CBR for more awesome anime content. As always, thanks for watching.